TIFU by pranking my office a la Jim from The Office.
I thought it would be funny to put a Bluetooth speaker in the ceiling and play sounds of cats over it. I found an 8-hour video of cats meowing on YouTube that was perfect. I paired an old phone to the speaker, tossed the phone in a drawer of an empty desk, and tucked the speaker under a ceiling tile. It was perfect. You could only hear the cats if you listened real close. It sounded like there was a cat in the ceiling, but you really couldn't tell exactly where it was coming from. I went to my office, got busy with work, and forgot about it until I went to break. I walked into the break room and several people were talking about the cat that must be in the ventilation system. I chuckled to myself while I grabbed my coffee and made a loop through accounting department to see if there were any more people talking about the cats in the ceiling. To my horror, half the ceiling tiles were removed and there were 2 maintenance men on ladders looking for the cat. They were real close to the speaker but hadn't found it quite yet. I just reversed out of there and went back to work. They eventually found the speaker, and shortly after everyone got an email from the big boss reprimanding the guilty party and asking for any information on the culprit. TLDR, I caused the entire accounting department to be shut down for 3 hours this morning by making them think there was a cat stuck in the ceiling. My bad. I'm just surprised no one thought to toss a couple more cats up there to lure it out.
Can they find out it was you? Honestly, this is the funniest thing I've read in a while. Incredible.
The accounting department got shut down because Angela wouldn't let anyone do any work until the cat was saved. I did something very similar. Our building has an intercom system throughout it. I connected a CD player to it. I made a CD that had about 60 minutes of silence, then one faint meow, and put it on repeat. It was driving everyone crazy, because nobody could tell which direction the meow was coming from. It sounded different all around the building depending on where you were in relationship to the closest speaker. Also, the upstairs people didn't realize that the downstairs people were hearing it, and vice versa. It was the talk of the office for a while, until I finally ended it and told some people the truth. Good times. Nice that everyone cared to save the kitty. A sound guy did this to a production manager at the theater I used to work at. The manager hated the music man with a passion, so sound guy rigged up a speaker in the ceiling above his office that played 76 trombones every day at the same time. It started off almost inaudibly and got louder every day. Production manager was humming that song daily and couldn't get it out of his head. Took him 2 weeks to figure out what was going on.
RL office Jim gets fired twice a day. Good luck, bro.
One time, I downloaded a fart app on my phone and taped a small Bluetooth speaker to my coworker's chair. He was known to pull some pranks, so totally had this coming. Every time he sat down, I pushed the fart button. It had a great variety of farts and every fart sounded different. It was amazing and my coworkers and I were laughing till tears ran down our faces. I found an 8-hour video of cats meowing on YouTube that was perfect. What an incredible time to be alive. James, please come to my office when you get in. We need to talk. You should have stared at an imaginary camera doing a Jim's face impression. I for one am shocked that a real-life event didn't unfold just as it would on a sitcom. You know what a power play would be? Going back and putting a new recording in the ceiling. Reminds me of the time I busted a glass stink bomb in a piece of fabric and put it on top of a picture frame in my boss's office. He had 2 of the maintenance guys taking out ceiling tiles to look for the source of the smell. I liked those guys, so I told them what I did. They got a kick out of it because the boss was a dick. Well, those pranks wouldn't work unless your boss was Michael Scott. Why would you be surprised they would look for the cat? I actually found a litter of kittens in the ceiling at mom's work when I was 13. So I just start lifting tiles myself. At a company I started out with had a group of jokers, always innocent jokes, but some were the long game. One of their things was to take the guts out of a battery smoke detector and put in a nearly dead 9 volts battery and then hide it somewhere in your van. For a few weeks you'd search for the source of the intermittent beep until you found it or the battery eventually died. I was telling a buddy of mine about this and he asked if I wanted to W in this game. Of course my answer was yes. Using spare parts he cannibalized from scrap at his work and spending about $30 for random parts. From Radio Shack he made 8 devices with a piezo alarm and a timer set for different intervals. I put some new 9 volts batteries in them and hid 2 or 3 of them in each work van and the other jokers above the headliner, in the dash, under the cover of the passenger seat, buried under a tool shelf, etc. After a couple of days I heard them talking about it and blaming each other when I started laughing and taking credit for it. After 2 months and only 3 of the 8 were found and they couldn't figure out why they were lasting so long. I filled them in on why but never told them how many there were in total. The multiple locations and random timers made it harder to determine where it was coming from. Best $30 ever spent. They also liked to hide smelly foods, cheese, milk cartons, fish, in a van until it happened to me and I realized that they still didn't learn their lesson to lock their vans whenever we were all at the shop. Why didn't you just turn off the sound from the source? They probably wouldn't have found the speaker or phone if you stopped it. I used to have a very loud cat meow as my text ringtone. One day I was working in the warehouse and forgot to mute my phone. I left it on my work table while I went to get something on the other side of the warehouse. I came back to all the surrounding processors gathered around my table looking worried and I was like, "Oh hey, guys, what's going on?" Imagine my surprise when they told me there was a cat trapped somewhere. I did tell them that it was my phone. Don't worry, not a real cat.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.